Welcome to Easy 3 Sport Production. I'm your host, Suttles, and before we get started, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that sub button. Make sure you click that like button. YouTube always likes it. And be sure to leave your comments in the comment section. I want to hear what you got to think about this next subject. So without further ado, let's get it. All good things have to come to an end, but it's perfectly fine. The New York Giants just took their second L of the season to the Seattle Seahawks, 27-13. If you sat there and really watched the game, you've seen that the Seahawks really did dictate the tempo, and they really understood what the Giants was trying to do and definitely counteracted throughout the entire game. But, got our second loss of the season. We're still 6-2. We're going into the bye week. Going to get healthy, and we're going to come back even stronger. Now, towards the end of this video, I'm going to share my opinion about the Toney trade because I didn't make a video about that, so I want you to stay tuned to hear exactly what I got to say about that. But we're going to first go over the game. As I said, we lost 27-13. They dictated the tempo. Geno Smith is not the same Geno Smith from the Jets. I mean, he looks way different. He looks phenomenal. He looks confident. He looks like he looks like everything that they thought that he was going to be 10 years ago when he first came out. But he's a late bloomer, but he's doing good over there in Seattle. They improved their record to 5-3, sitting on top of their division. They are a tough team. They got some damn good rookies over there, good running game. They understand what they needed to do before the Giants. They understood what they needed to do to us, and that was limit the run game, and they held us to 78 yards. That's not good for the Giants because when you play defense, which the defense was doing pretty good, we got to run the ball a lot better. Daniel Jones was making plays, but he didn't make enough, and the one thing about this about this team, and the way that we have accumulated our 6 wins is we don't turn the ball over. We don't beat ourselves. And today, 2 special team turnovers by Richie James was basically the difference of the game. Off of those 2 fumbles, the momentum was totally gone. I mean, the second one, it was bad, but I really do believe the first fumble, it really deflated everything because it was right after an Xavier McKinney sack. Just put him out of field goal range. The Giants have all the momentum, and then he ends up fumbling the ball. So turnovers is always going to be a huge difference maker in the game. If you can get them, then you can win. If you don't get them, you can potentially lose. But that's basically what the story of the game was and they had our running game on lock. Saquon Barkley did not really get loose the way that he wanted to. There was a couple times he could have broke it out, but the shoelace tackles, that's basically what was going down throughout the entire day. And you just seen that the offense was just out of rhythm. Like, truly, the offense was just totally out of rhythm. Even when they came back into the second half, we seen it throughout the whole season. Giants are a second half team, and you've seen that they would start to get into rhythm, and you see Danny start to move a little bit better, Saquon getting a little stronger. It just wasn't there. It just wasn't their game. I mean, they've been traveling 3 of the 4 games, and they're going into the bye week. They really do need it because they looked exhausted. They looked really tired. Towards the fourth quarter, they looked like they were gassed. That's how other teams usually look with the Giants. The Giants looked absolutely gassed. And to put the dagger in it, Kenneth Walker, when he went in for that touchdown, he broke about 2-3 tackles. You knew the game was over with. The guys just couldn't physically get through what had happened. But like I said, it's all good going into the bye week, and we're gonna take that L on the chin, and then we're just gonna keep it going. But we're still 6-2, still sitting pretty top of the conference, but we're still behind the Eagles, who are still undefeated in our division, and we're tied with the Cowboys, who are also in our division. Now, going to this Toney trade, I would like to say that it's not surprising to me. It's not surprising. Even when I heard the news, it just wasn't surprising to me, and it was a reason why throughout the season, even though we don't have any wide receivers, I never mentioned, not once, Kadarius Toney coming back and actually being effective, because I truly believe that he was already gone off the team. Now, a lot of people are saying, they knew that it was doomed when he didn't practice because of his shoes and everything. Everything was always weird with Kadarius Toney. I grant that. Now, for you saying that, I knew that it wouldn't work at that time, you was probably right, or whatever the case may be. But for me, I knew that things were done at OTAs. And I said this when I made that video saying that he should have shown up to the voluntary mini camps. That's what it was, the voluntary camps. And it was for a multitude of reasons. First of all, you're in your second year. You are a second-year player. You are not a, 4 or 5 time All-Pro, made the Pro Bowl, got a ring. You're not that guy. This is your second season. You're still trying to prove something. The old regime always gives the new regime any type of information that they were asked for about any player. The old regime, who was Dave Gettleman, they drafted him, said that he was lazy. He was very talented, but he didn't put in the work ethic, and he was always clowning around. These were the things that were said about him, about the people that actually drafted him. Joe Shane, Brian Dable went into this season probably saying, okay, I have that in mind, and let's just see about this kid. Let's get my own opinion. And when he doesn't even show up, that's a red flag. You only get one time to make a first impression, and the first impression was he's a no-show. And then when he gets there, he's clowning around, not listening, doing all these other things outside of trying to get healthy and play football. He didn't want to be here, so it's no reason for him to be here. Joe Shane got a 3rd and a 6th, which is actually really good for somebody who has not even played. That is actually a phenomenal trade. I don't know how Joe Shane pulled that off, but it's really nothing to the Chiefs because they're just kicking the tires on seeing exactly if Kadarius Toney can be something. Now, it can pay off, and now if it does pay off in a big way, I don't want Giant fans to look back like, oh, see, we could have had that. That's what we could have had. He wasn't going to play like that for us. He didn't want to be here in New York. It is difficult to play in New York. To be a Knick, to be a Yankee, to be a Giant, it is difficult because the city can swallow you up. You can get so caught up in all outside activities outside of the sport that you're playing. The media is absolutely ruthless when it comes to you. Fans love you one minute, hate you the other minute. It is difficult to play in New York. Everybody's not built for it. And Kadarius Toney, because he was on injured reserve for so long, and we seen the talent that he had, but he just never played, and that was the problem. When there's a second-round rookie wide receiver that you just drafted this year had more touchdowns than the first rounder that was drafted last year, that's a problem. When your left tackle have more receiving touchdowns than that first-round draft pick, that is a problem. So, the Giants got rid of him, got some capital for him. Going to see what he does in Kansas City. If he straightens up with Andy Reid, then they'll be flying high. If not, he's going to be out there on the street. So, he's not our problem anymore. So, for all those people who, oh man, we gave up on him too fast. No, we didn't. We gave up on him exactly when we needed him. Because even though we're having trouble at the wide receiver position, we are lacking talent. Everybody out there, as you can see, is trying their absolute best. They are trying hard. Their talent isn't up there, but they are making sure that they are doing everything in their efforts to try to help this team win, regardless of anything, just regardless of anything. And when you see a guy like that who has so much talent and is not putting any effort whatsoever, got to get him off the team. This is a winning organization. We went 6-1, 6-2 without him. So what's the reason for having him? And that's basically just my opinion on the Kadarius Toney. He's out of here. Ship him out. Ain't gonna be nothing. Ain't gonna be a thing. If he does good in Kansas City, cool. If he don't, cool. It's whatever. Not our problem. And until next time, folks, I'm out.